What is up,
Hey
everybody?
guys,
It's your
what's
boy,
up?
Professor.
It's me, Aryan, with Mike. This is Two Nerds Talk, episode 3.
This isn't what we agreed upon. I was gonna do the intro, but okay.
What do you mean? You said we're doing it at the same
Nope.
time. What?
I said I would do the intro, but so be
You
it.
literally said we do it at the same time.
Wrong.
Okay, homeboy tripping.
Okay, anyway. What is up, everybody? We're back. Episode 3. Two Nerds Talk podcast. We got a little bit of thing we're gonna do with y'all today, okay?
Oh yeah, we're doing
So,
things.
Aryan and I found this website called philosophyexperiments.com. And
Yep.
on it, there are like philosophical questions. We haven't looked at any of. I haven't, at least. I don't know if.
We literally found this website before, right before
a
starting
minute
this
before
episode.
starting this.
Yeah.
So we don't know what any of these questions are, but we have a topic in our topics channel where it's like, Aryan was looking at the philosophy subreddit a while ago, and he was like, "Oh, some of these could be podcast topics." So we're like, "Okay." So we're looking at this now. So, do you want to just get right into it? Do you want to do this first one?
Should you kill the fat man?
Should you kill the fat man? Okay, let's see this.
I mean,
This
all right, let's look
this
at it.
activity is a treatment of some of the issues thrown up by a thought experiment called the trolley problem, which was first outlined by the philosopher Philippa Foot, what a name, and then developed by Judith Jarvis Thompson, not a real person, and
No.
others. But before we start properly, we need to ask you 4 preliminary questions so we get a sense of the way that you think about morality. There are no right or wrong answers. Just select the option that most corresponds to your view. Torture, as a matter of principle, is always morally wrong.
Dang, that's like actually. I would think it's an easy answer,
But it's not.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's not.
Yeah. Like, what if you need to torture someone to get the answers that could save, like, hundreds of thousands of people?
Mm-hmm.
Or what if someone committed great crimes and they're being tortured as their sin or as their punishment?
Right. I mean, we don't do that in our system, but yeah.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself.
I mean, right. Shoot. Like, I thought I'd be a no on this, but I might. I mean, I thought I'd be a yes, but I might be a no on that.
Well, it says always.
Right. Yeah. Like, if we put always in there, then
Oh,
like.
yeah. If they didn't put always, I would have put yes, but I'm going to say no. Because.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
Yeah. Question 2. The morality
Question
of an
2.
action is determined by whether, compared to the other available options, it maximizes the sum total of happiness of all the people affected by it.
So it's saying utilitarianism.
Yeah, basically.
And I'm gonna say I'm a no on this. I'm a no on this.
Okay. I'll know too, I guess. Because
What do you mean? I guess. Wait, are you a yeser?
no, I'm a knower, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that just a simple example would be something like racism. You know, like that was the status quo that made the most people happy.
Well, it didn't
But
even make the
obviously
most people happy, because especially in the South, like 2/3 of the population was black. So that doesn't even work.
Real. Real. No, you're real.
I know. Okay,
I guess I'm still just a no on that.
yeah, you can read number 3.
Number 3. It is always and everywhere wrong to cause another person's death, assuming they wish to stay alive if this outcome is avoidable.
So it's just asking you shouldn't kill people?
I mean, kind of.
Well,
But it also says cause a death, so like indirect.
okay,
Somehow.
well, sometimes there are indirect consequences that no one could ever foresee, like, oh, I went drunk driving, someone died, no one could have ever thought something like that would happen.
Alright, that's pretty foreseeable.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, it's always wrong to cause another person's death if you're able to
Yeah,
do
a
something
big part is
about
it says assuming they wish to stay alive, so like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So-
yeah, so that's a yes.
Yeah. It's a yes. Number 4, if you can save the lives of innocent people without reducing the sum total of human happiness and without putting your own life at risk, you are more morally obligated to do
That
so.
says obliged, but you tried.
Obliged to do so.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
Why should it be
yeah,
my responsibility that these people survive? You know?
that's where I'm coming from too. Where it's like, I mean, of course, like as humans, we want to like look out for each other, but at the same time, it's no one's morally, oh my god,
Morally, he says.
morally obliged to. Like you're not,
Yeah,
don't
it
have
shouldn't
to.
be my responsibility. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no. Okay. Should you kill the fat man?
All right. Oh, it shows the data set of everyone else's answer.
Yeah. So for torture, 65% of people put always wrong. For maximize happiness, which was the second one, the like what is morality, 52% of people said no.
Huh.
For cause death, 58% of people said always wrong. I don't know how there's a
All right.
42% that says no, it's not always wrong, but okay. And then for
Well, what do you mean?
save, well, because that one's saying 42% of people think that it's okay, that it's not wrong to kill people.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah,
So that's interesting.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then for the final
Dang,
one, the
that last
save an
one.
innocent life, 77% of people said yes, you should be obliged to save people, which
Huh.
that shouldn't be my responsibility. I hate to break it to you.
All right, on to the
On
scenario
to the
here.
fat man. Okay.
Yeah.
You will now be presented with 4 different scenarios to test your moral intuitions against the answers you gave to the first 4 questions. The runaway train, scenario 1 of 4. The brakes of. Oh, wait. This is literally just the
This
trolley
is just
dilemma.
trolley problem. Yeah. So basically, the train is going down a track, and if the guy doesn't do anything about it, it'll kill one guy. I mean, it'll kill 5 people. Or he can choose to divert the train onto a different track, and it'll kill one person.
Mm-hmm.
So he chooses between 5 or 1. And the natural, or if he does nothing about it,
5
then
people will
5 will
die.
die.
Yeah.
See, I feel like the question it asked previously about morally obliged was like, I kind of took it as you should go out of your way, or people should go out of their way to do something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But in this situation, it's like you're just put in there.
Yeah, this is a scenario that you are given. So I would say
Right.
in this case, I would save the 5 and doom the
Yeah.
1.
Yep. So turn the train on that one. The fat man on the bridge. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you see this? This is interesting. You state that he should divert it, but it's inconsistent that it's always wrong. Well, for some, we didn't actually say always wrong. No, we did. We did.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so this next scenario, the fat man on the bridge. Marty Bakerman is on a footbridge above train tracks. He can see that the train is approaching the bridge is out of control, and that it's going to hit 5 people who are stuck on the track. The only way to stop the train is to drop a heavy weight onto its path, but the only available weight, heavy enough weight, is a fat man who is also watching the train on the bridge.
How fat is this guy?
Yeah.
My lord.
So Marty can push the fat man onto the track into the path of the train, which will kill him but save the 5 people, or he can allow the train to continue and kill the 5 people.
Okay, look, if you're
Dang.
so fat that you're able to stop a train,
You'll be fine.
yeah.
Okay, no.
I mean,
Bro.
that's a lot of exertion I have to do. You know?
Can he even push the fat
Yeah,
man?
because if
that
he's
big?
so fat that he's stopping a train,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, okay, we're kind of ignoring the question though.
I'm just gonna allow the train to continue.
Yeah, I'm allowed the train because in this case, it's like
It's like I'm
you are causing someone's death.
I'm
right?
sentencing this random person who isn't involved to death. Whereas with the last one, it's like, oh, you're already here. You're going to die regardless. Deal with it, El Bozo. You know?
Okay. Sure.
Okay, continue.
The scenario 3, saboteur. The saboteur. Okay, so this scenario is identical to the preceding scenario with the fat man, but there's one difference. This time, Marty Bakerman knows with absolute certainty that the fat man on the bridge is responsible for the failure of the train's
No,
brakes.
not the fat
S-
man.
Upset by train fare increases, he sabotaged the brakes with the intention of causing an accident. As before, the only way to stop the train and save the lives of the 5 people is to push the fat man off the bridge.
Yeah,
Huh.
at that point, I'm pushing him because he's causing the
Yeah.
death of 5 people. He
Hmm.
deserves that
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
IMO. So,
Yep.
okay, push fat boy.
All right, Mike, you can hit the fourth one.
Okay. Okay, great, thanks. The fat man, having avoided being thrown in front of the runaway train, has been arrested and is now in police custody. He states that he has hidden a nuclear device in a major urban center, which has been primed to
What the
explode in
fuck?
24 hours' time. The following things are true. 1. The bomb will explode in 24 hours' time. 2. It will kill 1,000,000 people if it explodes.
What?
That's a lot of people. If bomb disposal experts get to the bomb before it explodes, there's a chance it could be defused. The fat man cannot be tricked into revealing the location of the bomb, nor is it possible to appeal to his better nature. Nor is it possible to persuade him that he was wrong to plant the bomb in the first place. If the fat man is tortured, then it is estimated there is a 75% chance that he will give up the bomb's location. If the fat man does not reveal the location, the bomb will explode and 1,000,000 people will die. There is no other way of finding out where the bomb is located. Should the fat man be tortured in the hope that he will reveal the location of the nuclear device? Yes.
Yes, 100%.
This is like exactly what we were talking about earlier, where it's like torturing someone can be for the greater good if like you're in a war.
Hmm.
You know, like torturing. It doesn't even say he's gonna die. Torturing one dude to save a million
mil?
people.
Yeah.
That's 100% worth it. Yes, fat man should be tortured.
All right.
Am I male or female? I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah, I think that.
I was more consistent than most people.
Yeah, same. You were 83, right?
I'm 83.
Yeah. I guess the way I look at it is like there's like the social contract
Mm-hmm.
of like treating people well, and once you break it, the rules don't apply to you either. Like they stop applying to you.
Yeah,
So this guy, he's putting other people in danger. Well,
that's a
now it's like
violation
we don't have
of the
to be.
social contract. Real.
Yeah, we don't got to be nice to you anymore.
Yeah, fat man.
Fat man.
So it looks like our answers were like pretty close to what a lot of people said, other than the
Yeah.
fat man off the bridge one. Well, did we say yes or no?
Well, the first time we said don't push him.
Oh, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Analysis number 3. Is it because he's fat?
Okay.
I don't care about that. Check out Battleground God. The hell is this?
What? Hey, bro, just go back to the home
Yeah.
page.
Okay. Okay.
That seems interesting now.
Let's see. Honestly, these seem kind of like cringe. We probably should have checked this out before we started.
No, what do you mean?
Oh, by the way,
What about-
guys, Aryan got a 1.03 on his his time analysis and discrete structures test.
Okay, Mike.
That's
Yeah,
just
1.03 out of 1.03.
1.03 out of 10. Thank you.
You know what, Mike?
What?
I hope you do good on your test tomorrow.
I hope I did well in my test today.
You had a test today?
Yeah, I had my econ test.
Wait, I thought that was tomorrow.
Nope. I have philosophy test tomorrow.
Oh, okay. How do you think it went today?
I think it went pretty well. There were a lot of questions where I'm like, this isn't as difficult as I remember it being. So, I think it was not bad.
Okay. What is this, but you'll regret it in the morning?
Which one? Oh, I see it. Bet you'll regret it in the morning. In the first part of this activity, we're going to ask you to make 3 separate judgments about whether you would be doing something wrong if you participated in a joint activity with a friend under some particular set of circumstances. However, before starting, we need to specify a number of assumptions that you should consider hold true. Okay. We need to specify a number of assumptions that you should consider hold true across the 3 scenarios that follow. 1. You should assume that the activities depicted in the scenarios are entirely legal in the jurisdiction in which you reside. For example, this will likely mean responding as if you're over the age of 18 or even 21, even if you're not. You should assume you have no good reason to suppose that the consequence of not participating in some particular joint activity will be disastrous. So, for example, you have no good reason to suppose that there will be a nuclear war if you don't go to the football game with a friend.
Well,
I should hope so. Number
yes.
3, you should assume that we're talking about joint activities that are neither wholly trivial nor vastly dangerous. The scenarios will feature an example of such an activity. If at any time you need a reminder of the assumptions at play, just click on the Assumptions link located at Okay, let's start.
All right, let's go.
Okay, scenario 1 of 3. For a while now, you've been keen to participate in a marathon, alcoholic, drinking session with a particular friend, so you're pleased when they suggest just such a thing. Hey, that's Aryan and I. However, you feel a little uneasy. We do not drink.
This is a joke.
This is a joke. We're drinking in-game. Okay. However, you feel a little uneasy about it
I made the choke joke.
because they have previously and consistently stated that they don't want to become involved in your drinking games, and also that whenever they have in the past engaged in binge drinking, they always come to regret it. In this sort of situation, does the fact that you have at least some reason, perhaps a good reason, to believe that a person will come to regret a later particular joint activity mean that you would be doing something wrong if you went along with their participation? Note, we're asking you here about the principle at stake, not about the specific activity depicted in the scenario. So, to repeat the question, does the fact that you have at least some reason, perhaps a good reason, to believe that a person will come to regret a particular joint activity mean that you would be doing something wrong if you went along with their participation?
So, is this saying that, like, someone who doesn't like drinking joins and I go along with that means I'm doing something wrong?
Yes.
Huh.
Which is like, if they don't like drinking, where they're like, hey, I'm going to drink myself
Right.
until I'm shit-faced.
Yeah, my thing on this is like, I don't know, it's their choice. So
Yeah.
if it said something like I'm forcing them to, or I'm like really pressuring them to, I'd say it's wrong.
Yeah, well then, yeah.
But
I don't know. If they're wanting to do it, I don't think that it's wrong.
yeah,
If
I mean,
it
I think
was-
that's a pretty.
Yeah.
I think that's a common thing with drinking, which is like you feel bad after, but still like everyone does it.
Yeah. Okay, so no, I would not be doing anything wrong.
Yeah. Okay, scenario 2 out of 3 out of character. Now consider a variation on the previous scenario. It's the same marathon drinking session and the same friend. It remains true that your friend has previously and consistently stated that they don't want to become involved in your drinking games. However, this time you do not have any particular reason to believe that they will regret it if they do. Basically, they're not big on regrets. Nevertheless, you're still surprised when your friend suggests an evening out. It's out of character, and you have no reason to suppose that their invitation marks a shift in character, which means you're pretty sure that come tomorrow, shortly after, they again will say they don't want to become involved in drinking again, and they don't, and likely also state they won't be suggesting the same thing again. So in this sort of situation, and we're not asking about the specific scenario, but rather the principle, would you be doing something wrong if you went along with their participation in the activity?
And then the key facts thing are your friend has previously and consistently stated they don't want to participate in some particular activity. You believe that this activity is out of character for them, and you have no reason to suppose that their character has changed or is about to change.
So basically, this is like someone who doesn't drink, and they're like, haha, let me get lit. And you go along
I don't
with
know
it.
about getting lit, but yes.
I mean, okay. Again, if this were to happen, I'd probably be questioning, like, yeah, what's up? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But I again don't think it'd be necessarily wrong to
Yeah, I don't
join.
think it's wrong. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna do no again because they're the one asking to do it. It's their
Right.
decision to do it. If I didn't go along, they might still do it, just with a different friend. So,
Exactly.
okay. Number 3, the drug issue.
Oh, jeez.
Now for a final variation of this scenario. Everything is identical to the previous scenario, except this time your friend has ingested some quantity of a powerful drug that has caused a variety of personality changes. In particular, although your friend can remember all the reasons why they don't want to become in your drinking games, you can reflect upon these reasons more or less cogently. The reasons no longer seem important. They have lost the power to bind your friend's behavior. You're almost certain that had your friend not ingested this drug, they would not have suggested the marathon drinking session. You're also pretty certain that once the effects of the drug wear off, they return to their normal state, and they return to their normal state, they will accurately report once again that they do not want to become involved in your drinking games. In this sort of situation, and yep, you guessed it, we're interested in the principle here, would
Hmm.
you be doing something wrong if you went along with their participation in the joint activity in question?
Hmm. So, in this scenario, they took drugs that changed their personality, and now that their personality has changed, now they want to do the drinking session, but afterwards, when the drugs wear off, they're gonna regret it.
Yes.
Um,
Drinking and drugs never go well together.
I mean, okay, yeah, but
So,
like I was saying, we're in the principle here.
yeah.
Huh.
They intentionally took the drugs.
Right.
They know why they don't want to drink,
Hmm.
but they still took the drugs and now they want to drink. I don't think it would be wrong to do it.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It doesn't also. It's also again like it's their choice in the
Yes.
end. Like if there was ever some factor of outside pressure,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what makes it wrong to go along with it. But here it's all their choice.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to do no, not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do no again.
Okay, there is nothing obviously inconsistent about that response, thank you.
But some people likely find it a little too libertarian for their taste. So
Yikes.
we're now going to ask you 3 general questions about morality so we can get a sense of your worldview. All right, means and ends. The professor Immanuel Kant argues that we must
Or can he?
always true. We must always act in such a way that we treat humanity never merely as a means to an end, but always at the same time as an end. That's deep. Or to put it another way, very simply, Kant thinks it's wrong for you to treat another person merely as a mechanism to get what you want without paying proper regard to what they want. Is this a view you subscribe to, and would it necessarily be wrong to treat a person solely as a means to put God?
Yes?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some, like, say you're interviewing for a job. Obviously, you're going to
Hmm.
treat that person super nice so you can get that job solely
Right.
because they're a means to an end. But I think in general, yes, it would be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think, yeah, it would be wrong.
Maximizing happiness. All you've got to do here is indicate whether you agree or disagree with the following statement. If you're not certain, select the response you're most inclined towards. Okay, blah, blah. The morality of an action is determined by whether, compared to other available options, it maximizes the sum total of happiness of all the people affected by it. These questions are worded beautifully.
Well, this is the exact same thing as in the other case.
Yeah, that's just
So,
utilitarianism. So I
yeah, I disagree.
disagree. Because
Yeah.
what if it's like you're with a group of people
Hmm.
and they're having fun, I don't know, kicking a squirrel.
Right.
Obviously, that's not morally correct. Why are you with this group of people?
Right. Right.
So,
Yep.
okay.
A question of autonomy. Here's another statement. Again, all I have to do is agree or disagree. People should be free to make their own decisions about what is or is not quote unquote good for them. And the idea of protecting a person from their own choices is at best patronizing and at worst disrespectful. That's a disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Because,
Like,
I mean,
if someone's being a dumbass and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna take heroin,
right,
you should stop them from doing heroin
doing that.
because that
Yes.
will kill them by the time they're 24.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's an extreme example, but definitely, yeah, that's a good case for it. I also think just in general, people can be, just not doing
People,
stuff in their best
yeah,
interest.
people are innately self-destructive,
Hmm. Oh,
whether they
that's your philosophy.
whether they mean to be or not. Like, they will at some point do something that will lead to their own downfall. That's just kind of how it works, right?
Huh. I don't know if I'm like necessarily with that.
Not always, obviously, but
Hmm.
there's a part in human
Like
nature:
I can see where you're coming from.
greed, lust,
Yeah.
you know, giving into drinking, giving into doing drugs. A
Hmm.
lot of it is, a lot of people want to do it. That's just a
Yeah.
self destructive desire. A lot of people don't want to work. That's a self destructive desire. So, it's definitely not okay to just let people do exactly what they want. That's if they did, that's just the absolute downfall of society.
True. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Wait, what the?
My consentometer was 0%. Huh? Whoa. I'm
What does that
sorry.
mean?
How high you set the bar for consent?
Wait, that didn't even make sense.
Okay. You should note that a score of 0 does not mean we're claiming that you think it's
Oh, okay.
morally permissible to have sex with a person even if they haven't consented. Guys, you need consent.
This is real.
Please.
It didn't even say like what it's really measuring.
Yeah. Well, because it's
Well, it
just
says this measures how high.
it's just a prediction.
I mean, yeah, it is.
So obviously
But
they're not going to tell us what it is.
okay.
Okay, next. You'll obviously have noticed a tension quotient chart. If we detect a contradiction or tension in your responses, then this score will increase. If it is already above 0, that means your responses to date have not been free of problems. The idea is to keep the score as close to 0 as possible, and certainly below the overall average tension quotient, while answering the questions to follow as highly as possible. Stipulation.
So
Consent.
basically, we are extremely morally consistent.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Okay,
mean, yeah, we're just
next.
really good.
Okay, scenario 1 of 4. I've had
Oh, there's more
regrets.
to it.
I've had a few. You have had romantic feelings towards a particular friend for a long time. However, your friendship has never become sexual because your friend has always been absolutely clear that they don't want anything other than a platonic friendship with you. Instead, they have stated that if it ever happened that you ended up having sex with each other, they would almost immediately regret it and likely also end up hating themselves. You believe them. This means that you are very surprised when your friend propositions you for a sexual encounter after you've enjoyed a night out together. As far as you can tell, your friend's feelings towards you haven't changed. They simply say that right now they don't care about tomorrow, they just want to get it on with you. In this situation, and assuming you would welcome a sexual encounter with your friend, all other things being equal, would you be doing something wrong if you consented to it?
Hmm. I think
We
in
are
like
not the correct people to ask this question.
I mean, yes. But I'm saying, I think in like a moral sense, you're not doing anything wrong. Because again, there's like, they're consenting and everything. But just in like, is it a good decision for y'all's friendship in the future? No, like it's terrible.
Yeah.
But like morally, there's nothing wrong here. What
Yeah,
do you
and
think?
I think it is just asking morally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're saying no, I wouldn't be doing anything wrong.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
What? Wait, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Lizard.
Okay. Well done. Your responses line up with the earlier claim of not necessarily doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, scenario 2 of 4. You got that?
Ethanol eyes.
Why is my... Okay, I'm just going to wait until the end to address the consentometer.
Okay. Let's get a variation. There are two differences this time. The first is that you have no particular reason to suppose that your friend will regret the encounter later. And the second is that your friend has been drinking. As it happens, they can remember all the reasons why they haven't wanted their friendship with you to become sexual, and they can reflect upon these reasons more or less cogently, but the reasons no longer seem important to them. You're almost certain that if your friend had not been drinking, they wouldn't have propositioned you. Moreover, you're pretty certain once the effects of the alcohol wear off, they'll return to their normal state. And they'll accurately report that they don't want anything other than a platonic friendship. In this situation, and assuming all other things equal, you would welcome a sexual encounter with your friend. Would you be doing something wrong?
Yes.
See, in this case, I think yes.
Yeah, this is a yes, because you always hear that thing, people are their truest selves when they're drinking.
Hmm.
Okay. People are also idiots when they're drinking. This kind of
Real.
goes back to that self-destructive behavior thing. People want everything when they're drinking with no sense of consequence. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you've been drinking, or if someone you know has been drinking and they come wanting to have sexual relations with you, unless you know that while they have not been drinking, they would still want the same thing, do not do it.
Real.
Yes,
So,
I would
yeah, I
be
think
doing
this is
something
something
wrong.
I guess that kind of brings up the question, though, is like in the other scenario when they're taking drugs. But
Well, as far as we're aware in the question, all it did was change their personality. They still had all their memories, everything. Which then again,
yeah, that's real.
I guess that is kind of what drink. It didn't change their inhibition or their decision-making skills. It just changed their...
Yeah.
Well, then again, I guess that is kind of just what the same thing is. Whatever.
Dang, that's tough. Okay, we'll have to think about that. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay. Here is another version of the same scenario. This time there is no alcohol involved, but your friend has just been through a bad breakup. You're pretty sure the reason they want to have sex with you is just to blot out their pain for a short while. Certainly it is out of character, but you're fairly confident that when they're feeling less vulnerable, they'll reiterate that they don't want anything other than a platonic friendship with you. Though you have no particular reason to think that they will regret the sexual encounter, and you're fairly certain that your friendship will survive if it happens, you do get it on together. In this situation, and assuming all other things being equal, you would welcome a sexual encounter with your friend. Would you be doing something wrong if you consented to it? Yes, you are using their emotions against them, because they are feeling vulnerable, and yes, you should be there as a good friend, and as someone who is supportive. But similar to the last one, if they would not typically want that from you, you should not do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on this because they're in that vulnerable situation. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're not thinking enough about what they're doing.
Yeah. Like, okay, never mind.
Well, we're about to spit.
No. I was about to be like, yeah, bro, if Aryan was feeling vulnerable when he first saw Briar's toes being out, he would have been a monster.
All right. Okay. All right. Anyways.
Okay.
Wait, didn't we say it wouldn't be wrong in that first scenario?
Yeah.
What was the first scenario? It's just like there's no outside factors.
They've just all of a sudden been like, hey,
Yeah.
have sex with me. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have no idea of any other outside scenarios, yes. Okay, go.
Fourth scenario, it's been a while. Here's the final variation of the scenario. Everything is the same as before, except this time, what's motivating your friend's desire for a sexual encounter with you is not a bad breakup, but the fact that they're lonely and have not been physically intimate with another person for a long time. It remains true that your friend has always been absolutely clear that they don't want anything other than a platonic friendship, but it seems tonight they don't care about that. You're under no illusions that this will mark a sea change in their feelings toward you. Indeed, they have made it clear it will not. Yada yada yada. I mean, basically.
It's basically. Okay, what's your answer for this one?
Huh. See, again, I think from a moral standpoint, it's a no. Because there's no, like, they're not emotionally vulnerable. They're, like, their cognitive function isn't, like, inhibited.
Mm-hmm.
You could say
but
they
why is them being lonely less emotionally vulnerable than them having just gone through a bad breakup?
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that.
I know what my answer is, but I want to hear what your answer is first.
Okay.
So that way you can be the
cook
bad
for a
guy.
few seconds, Lizard. Huh. No, I'm like, that's something I'm with you on that. The lonely definitely can be seen as like a vulnerable state. I mean, shoot, I guess it is.
So you're gonna say yes, it is wrong?
I'm pretty conflicted. Okay, the reason I think it's different, or let me say something so they'll start making more sense in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after a breakup, it's like you're at
That's like your lowest point.
Yeah, you're at such a low point. You're like trying to do anything,
Especially if
happiness.
you've been broken up with.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the one doing the breakup, sure you'll be sad, but you won't be nearly as devastated as if you were the one that broke up.
Exactly. So like that's definitely a much worse scenario. And being lonely, it definitely is, a vulnerable state that you're in, like we're saying.
Yeah.
But you're still like,
unless it's Ari and I who are always lonely. Any baddies in the watching this? What's up?
It's better. Wait, what's the line that Billy says? Loneliness is a drink shared best with people. Billy Joel from Piano Man.
Oh yeah, let me look that up. Billy. Okay, keep cooking while I'm doing this.
Yeah, so basically I'm saying yes. If we were to compare this to the breakup scenario, I'd say breakup scenario is definitely a yes, that's wrong. Because they're at a really low point, so they're not really thinking straight.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessman slowly gets stoned. Yes, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm like, being lonely, I feel like it definitely can be like a downwards trend where you just keep getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Well, being physically alone is very different from being mentally alone.
For sure, yeah.
I have been physically alone a lot.
Yeah.
But I have been mentally alone even longer.
Dang.
No offense.
No, like, okay. I see you.
Yeah. So.
How about you, Cook? Say what you're saying.
I would not be doing anything wrong.
Okay. And what's your thought process on that?
Well, at first I was like, they'll probably regret this until I read farther. It says they will not regret it.
Wait, it says that?
Yeah. In the second paragraph that you didn't read. You are under no illusions that this will mark a sea change in their feelings towards you. Indeed, they have made it clear that it will not, and you fully expect that once the encounter is over, that they will reiterate that they don't want anything other than a platonic friendship with you, though you have no particular reason to think that they will regret the sexual encounter, and you're fairly certain your friendship will survive if it happens. You do get it on together.
Okay. That's pretty crucial. Okay, I'm with you then.
Yeah, wow, if only you read the full thing.
Lizard, I read in my brain that friendship will survive, but I I just interpolated. Oh, it's gonna like be worse.
No. I think it's okay.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
Because
That's for
you
sure.
can still be friends with someone and like friends with benefits. You know,
Mm.
I'm not saying that I completely agree with that. I think it would be better if you were just dating, but I personally think that it is completely fine if two friends, quote unquote, get it on together.
Yes.
Especially if they're okay with it. They specifically say they don't think they will have regrets,
Mm.
or they say they will not have regrets, and the friendship will go on. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, with that
Yeah.
sentence, with that additional like context to it, yeah.
Okay. So my consentometer is 55%, which is up 55% from the predicted number, which is good. It is still wrong. I still believe that you should have full consent,
Right.
which you should. That's not just me saying that. That is
Yeah.
a thing that you need,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen. Have full consent before you have sexual intercourse or do any sexual activities with someone else, even if it's just kissing.
So real.
My tension quotient is, I think it is the average, is
Yeah.
12%,
Same.
which is just the inconsistencies with answers, I guess.
Mm. Yeah, this paragraph here also, like you were saying, is like scenario 3 and 4 were
Are
really similar.
structurally identical. Yeah.
But then with 3, it was like they had a bad breakup. But then 4 is like they're just lonely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we need more context on like what the lonely is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think so. Copium.
No, but like real though.
Yeah, no, that's like real though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do more of these, or do you want to? Um, do you want to switch to a different topic?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
guess
like
we go to a different.
yeah, we've been doing this for 42 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's see what else you want to do.
Why
We
don't
could
we?
do we could do Starfield since we did talk about that last episode.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But we haven't.
So
I don't know. Neither of us have played it, so like.
no, I know this is coming from two people who have not played the game.
Yeah.
They have only watched content, heard from friends, and read reviews. So this is by no means our actual beliefs on the game, given we have not played it.
Yes.
Okay. Starfield is bad.
Dang, man, just said bad like that.
Based on what I have read, it is not very good. Let me explain why. It's a Bethesda game. It is a copy and paste of Skyrim. It is
Okay.
a copy and paste of other Bethesda games. That's all this Bethesda game is. The graphics, well, it is optimized for Xbox, so this point isn't completely, you know, the most valid, but on computer, the frames are capped at 30 FPS.
Yeah, no, that's
The
terrible.
game itself is beautiful. From what I've seen, it's very pretty. But it's capped at 30 FPS on computer. Another thing, from what I've read, the story is not that compelling. And even Charlie, Moist Critical, said the same thing. He did not enjoy the story. Unless I'm misremembering what he said, I'm pretty sure he said he didn't really enjoy the story.
Okay.
As well as, there are so many just black loading screens. Do something with it. Like in the Batman Arkham Asylum game, if you're opening a door and there's like it needs to load the next area, it brings up like a dialogue
Yeah.
with Batman and someone else rather than just cutting to a black screen. Oh, you're in the next room. And I guess I understand why they need so many loading screens. It's a big map. It really is. And the point of the loading screen is there unloading the area behind you and loading in the next area.
Yeah.
What they should do is be constantly loading the map so what you're not looking at isn't being processed. Because a lot of games do that nowadays, and it's just way better in terms of gameplay, the way the game runs. But on the bright side, like I said, the game is beautiful. But that's really the only positive I have about it from what I have seen, heard, and read. I, yet again, have not played the game, but I do not think it will come close to winning Game of the Year. I think Game of the Year is in the hands of Baldur's Gate.
Real.
Easily.
Yeah, again, from what I've seen, um, like yeah, well most of what you said like rings true with like the story and the quest not being that interesting, like not much going on. It's kind of like find this item, bring it to this guy, go talk to this guy.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of discussion also about the loading screen thing, and more specifically in like when you're traveling to a planet, there's nothing, there's
Yeah,
no interaction there.
exactly. You pass a border and suddenly black screen. Next thing you know, you're on the planet.
One thing that Destiny did with that is like very simple, but it's just like you see your spaceship going,
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
just like you can press W, A, S, and D to like move it up and down or whatever. Which is like again, there's not much going on, but even that adds something to it.
Yeah. And even if the planet itself isn't getting bigger or smaller, at least you have that interaction of, oh, I can see I'm going to this planet instead of just a black loading screen.
Yeah, that's not the best design choice there.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, the like on Steam the reviews are I think 7 out of 10. They're like mostly positive,
Yeah.
but like yeah, I agree with you. I don't think this like
Yeah.
that groundbreaking is like nothing too
No.
crazy here.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it is really just Bethesda copy and pasting.
Yeah.
So, but um what was I gonna cook here? I was just about to say something, but then I forgot what it was. I mean, it's a Bethesda game. You know, what do you
Right.
really expect? Especially after some of these latest games they've been producing. But so I think now Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate easily, maybe Spider-Man. Although I doubt that, it'll definitely be in the nominations. I don't think it'll get it. And then the Legend of Zelda game, that one will also be in the nominations, but I don't think it'll get it.
Yeah, I saw yeah, there was like a lot of hype about Zelda. But
It
I
came
don't
out 2 weeks after it was out. I saw nothing.
yeah. I think because I mean it was so similar. It's so similar to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, which Breath of the Wild was an amazing game. It revolutionized the Zelda franchise. Um, I think it really was a very amazing game. But this new one was just too similar. They didn't really change a lot
Yeah.
up. So I don't think that it.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I don't think even Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year, did it?
I mean, it must have.
Did it? Let me look that up.
Well, okay, wait. When we say Game of the Year, like which publication are we talking about?
I don't know. Probably the. Which one are you talking about? Because I only know. Okay, yeah. 2017 Breath of the Wild. It did win.
Yeah, it won like a lot.
Yeah, it did. Well, which one are you going off of?
Honestly, I don't even know. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, okay.
I feel like Game of the Years are pretty consistent throughout a lot of the platforms,
Yeah.
unless it's like a this specific brand Game of the Year or this genre, which even still they have those specific genres in it. So,
Ye-
but I don't know. And then another thing kind of with this like video game thing is the price of games increasing.
True.
So lately, for the longest time, like genuinely, it was such a long time, video games were $60. Like
Yeah.
big video games. Doom
Triple A.
Eternal, Dark Souls, all the big game releases, $60. Lately, they've gone up to 70.
Yeah.
That's awful. And the only reason that it's gone up is because people are willing to pay it. Because they're like, if we don't pay the $70, we're not going to be able to play this new game that's going to be revolutionary. It's a dog shit game. It's not that good. But people are so willing to play it that they're paying that extra $10, and it's so dumb. It's absolutely stupid with how washed the game industry, the video game industry has become, other than a few productions. It's just, I just think that it's so stupid
Let me be
that
real though.
we're now paying $70 for games which are not more developed than the $60 games from 5 years ago.
My thing to this, my counter is actually like, I think that we've had it really good that it's stayed 60 for so long.
Oh, absolutely.
I
I
mean,
completely agree.
Looking at it like adjusted for inflation, it's kind of crazy how it stayed at 60 for so long.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree.
But yeah, I mean, to your point where they're increasing the price, yet the development is not like getting better with it.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. I feel like a lot of big releases. I mean, we looked at Starfield. There's Mass Effect Andromeda. I think like everyone was pooping on that one. Cyber Effect, or not Cyber Effect, Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's too much going off of hype these days.
Yeah. Where it should be more the quality of the game being produced.
Right. But
So.
in that context, yeah, the price increase is like, dang, that sucks. But like, just from an economical perspective, like, we're vibing.
Economically, I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if people weren't like, oh yeah, that's fine, I'll pay $70 for this re-release of Skyrim, but it's
Yeah.
in space now, that's stupid.
Yeah.
And for some games, I totally get Elden Ring, 100%, probably should be worth more than $70, to be honest with you. Baldur's Gate, I don't know how much Baldur's Gate was 70, right?
I don't know. Let me check.
Ah.
It was 60.
It was 60, okay. So it does seem like some game companies are sticking with the 60 classic, but some are increasing it to 70 when it should not be worth 70. And it's such a scam. It really is.
Yeah.
But whatever.
One thing though that is good that I think, I mean, this is just like off of what I've seen,
Off of your dang dome.
off of my dome piece, which is, I mean, it's accurate most of the time, right?
Well,
But I do think the indie games are getting bigger, which is great.
oh, yeah, that's because I feel like most really good games lately are indie games.
Yeah.
Because they're not developed by this big company where all they care about is the profit and not actually producing a piece that is good. They just care about making money off of it, shipping it out.
Right.
Whereas the indie companies, they don't have this big multi-billion-dollar backing to them. It's just a small group of people.
Right. So they have to make it good.
Exactly. I think indie developers are going to really start to revolutionize the video game industry more than they already have, because they're definitely having a major impact on the quality of some games, and like almost influencing some major companies to really
Step up their game.
work harder. Yeah,
Get a game, huh?
real.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So, like, I guess that, to put that, I think that, oh my god.
Wow, that was
I'm
crisp.
putting together words. I'm putting together words.
He
The
is not.
this indie game thing actually kind of can be connected to other industries and stuff where like just because technology overall and like content creation or media creation is becoming cheaper and more available to people, then like indie movies or indie studios in the movie industry are also getting bigger. In like, what do you call them? If you talk about YouTube channels or podcasts, it's like everyone has more accessibility to do whatever they want.
Hey,
So there's more.
podcasts. I know people with podcasts.
Right. I mean, actually, I heard about this one, Two Nerds Talk. You guys should really check it
Yeah,
out.
I hear it's kind of amazing.
I hear it's
But
kind of
what
awesome.
I have heard the same thing. Yes, I agree.
No, but like, yeah, just in general, how content creation in like any form is more open to the public. That's like creating more competition and just I
Hmm.
think better quality overall in like every kind of industry.
Yeah, yeah. Which that is kind of just how like most markets work.
Hmm.
The smaller firms are able to come in and kind of force the bigger ones to step up their game, make higher quality content. But I don't know. I really think that the games industry, unless it kind of gets itself under together and is more willing to actually put the time and effort into making quality releases instead of just pumping out like textbook garbage,
Hmm.
I think unless it's able to step it up, it's not gonna go well for some of these like especially like Game Freak. Or are they the ones that
Yeah,
they're the ones that
Pokemon.
do Pokemon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon Arceus was awful
No, I
from
did
what I've seen. Or what was the one that came out most recent?
Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet Violet. From what I've seen, that one was not good at all. The animations were bad. It was buggy. It was just not. It didn't feel like a fully fleshed out game.
Hmm.
But they released it, and people bought it because ooh, look, Pokemon, must buy.
Right.
No, like, and then I see on TikTok people are remaking these animations, and they're absolutely beautiful.
I know, right?
And the people remaking them are just like people with like
Just doing it
editing
as a
software.
hobby. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just shocking that this massive video game company, one of the biggest in the world in history, think that it's okay to release this. It's not.
Yeah.
But people buy it, so it's apparently okay. It's just such a scam.
Right. The Pokemon game series is definitely like the most like easy to see example of this.
The fall in quality, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
But
Like we
I
got to
don't
get
know.
in there and revolutionize the industry once again.
Yeah, we do. Well, you're doing here. Devi's doing game design,
True.
so we'll have him doing that. Or Puvin. Ooh,
Oh
shout
yeah.
out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, we shouted him out. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Do you want to talk about anything else, or you want to call it here?
Yeah, we'll probably call it here. It's 58 minutes. I can
Yeah,
save the
we're at about
rest.
an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Save the next for next episode.
Which
Oh
is gonna
yeah.
be next
Next
Friday,
Friday
5
at
p.m.
5 p.m. and we will be on time. I will force Aryan to record this episode.
Home dog, we have never been late.
We are on episode 3 and you want it to be late. If it weren't for me, we would have been late with this episode.
I was literally
Thank you.
down to do this, bro.
Nope.
Okay, bro.
Aryan, when I got back from taking my test, you were like, I don't know, Mike. We can just do it later.
No, but then
No.
you're saying that we're both busy tomorrow, and I was like, yeah, no, you're real.
Yeah. Wow. Aryan agreeing with Mike. There's a first time for everything.
That is not a first.
Real.
That is a
Real.
very common thing.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Anyways, all right, toodles, y'all. Thanks
I-
for watching.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week, Friday at 5.
Oh yeah.
Remember to subscribe if you enjoyed the podcast. It would really help us out.
Yes.
Kind of get this thing going more. If not, even watch time helps, or even a like if you're willing. So, yeah, we will see you guys in the next one, and we hope you all have an amazing day.
Yep.
Toodles.
See ya.